Namaskaram to everyone. As we said earlier, this is the 25th year of Mahashivratri here at Isha Yoga Center. "25 years ago, with less than 70 people, we had a Mahashivratri. We had a wonderful, over nearly 70-year-old lady was the only one who could sing. She sang the whole night for us. And these 60 and odd people, their dedication, their love, their commitment and devotion has today brought this Mahashivratri to this point, where right now it's the largest event in the country for Mahashivratri. The significance of Mahashivratri, we have spoken many times, but many of you are here for the first time. And also, those of you who are in the comfort of your homes and watching the television, namaskaram to all of you. The significance of this day and this night is because who we are, where we are structured physically, is a consequence of the way the planetary system is made, or in a way, solar system has functioned like a potter's wheel to shape this body that we call as ourselves right now. So in many ways, everything that happens to the planet happens to us. If you're sensitive, for different days of the month, there are different things happening in nature, and whatever is happening in nature is also happening in this body. A whole lot of animals are conscious of this, but human beings who have the most evolved and sophisticated neurological system, we should know it better than anybody else. But unfortunately, because we have been given a certain level of cerebral capability, most people did not figure out how to use this. That means their entire life, their own thought and emotion keeps them busy. So this is why the spiritual sadhana, the word sadhana literally means a tool. On one level, the sadhana itself is a tool, but more than that, what is important is we want to use the basic tools which life has given to us. We want to use these basic tools that creation has given to us, this body, this mind, these emotions, these energies that we have, we want to transform them into tools that we can use. A human being is right now dominating the world, though right here in the mountains, there are elephants, there are tigers, but still human beings are dominating, mainly because of our ability to use tools. If you do not learn how to use this body, this intelligence, these emotions and these energies towards your own upliftment and well-being, that means you have not transformed these great gifts that I've given to you into your tools. If you say it's become a fashion today, because if you don't say, I'm stressed, it looks like you're not doing anything important. That's what people think. So it's become fashionable to be stressed and anxious and freak a little bit here and there. It simply means that your intelligence has turned against you, it has not become your tool. It is a screwdriver poking you rather than you using it the way you have to use it. If outside situations are against you, understandable, that can happen all the time. But if your own intelligence is against you, who can save you? So this is what yoga means, this is what Adiyogi means, this is what sadhana means. That is the significance of staying awake tonight, because of the 365 days that we have, this particular night, there is a very strong upsurge of energy in the northern hemisphere. Especially all of you who are here at the yoga center, you are just at the right place because you are at 11 degrees north latitude. Because the planet has a certain tilt and a certain precision, the maximum upward or centrifugal movement is happening at 11 degrees north latitude, and that's exactly where you're sitting right now. And also, these Velangiri mountains are known as the Kailash of the south, because Adiyogi himself spent nearly 3.5 months up on this mountain. So the cascade of grace that came down came in a certain way, in the sense, when Adiyogi came here, he was a bit despondent because of something that he could not fulfill, a promise that he could not fulfill to a woman who was beloved to him. So he came here with a certain sense of failure, with a certain sense of remorse and anger within himself. So this mountain started exuding that energy, powerful energies but little on an aggressive mode. So the yogis who came later, there has been a tradition of yogis and siddhas in this mountain, out of which one great being, because of him I'm here. I am just a small extension of who he was, my guru, my divine guru whose name nobody knew, because he sat in samadhi states for long periods of time. Near the Palani hills, people called him Palani Swami. I must tell you this. He softened his energies in a certain way. There are many dimensions. One thing that will be of some use to you tonight is, it so happened that he was near the Palani hills and more people started gathering around him than going to the temple. So the priests and pandits of the place were little agitated that people are gathering around this ascetic, they're not even coming to the temple. So they wanted to find some fault with him, they wanted to find something wrong with him. They were looking and they found. Well, when people want to find fault with something, there are various levels of expertise in this. So they found fault with him. The fault that they found with him was, they said, he's uttering God's name, he's uttering Shiva's name. Even during the time of deification, they said this is a sacrilege, he must be punished for this. But the real issue is, people are gathering around him. The devotees who come, they're not even going to the temple, they're gathering around him, that was the main problem. So, they called a panchayat. Then they said, this man is uttering Shiva's name even during the time of deification. This is a sacrilege, he is not fit to live in Palani. We must send him away from here. So, they decided this and they brought him to pass a judgment on him. He came and sat down. He sat there with his eyes closed, mouth closed, but loud and clear, everybody could hear the sound Shambho reverberating from his body. He did not open his mouth, he did not open his eyes, he simply sat there, the sound Shambho just reverberated. This was the end of their project that they had for him. And later on, when he decided to shed his body, he went up this mountain. On the seventh hill, he shed his body upon this mountain. That is why we are sitting here at the foothills of the sacred mountains. For me, this is not a mountain, this is a temple. The reverberation, the sound, Shambho, is a very gentle aspect of Shiva, a very benevolent dimension of Shiva. In many ways, everything that you are today referring to as Isha has been crafted by this one sound. Our life is made of this sound. This is the basis. Because in today's world, wherever you go, you don't check whether there is enough oxygen or not. You don't check whether there's enough water or not. Definitely you're not checking and feeling if there is enough grace in this place or not. You're generally checking, is there Wi-Fi or no? Hello? So, if there is Wi-Fi, generally there is a passcode. Even if there is Wi-Fi, if you don't know the passcode, you have no access. So the grace which is cascading here, the access code is Shambho. So we will do a Shambho meditation process. I want you to understand this, that this is not about calling for someone. This is about creating a certain reverberation within yourself so that you become available to a larger possibility. The sound, the reverberation. Today, you know, modern science is kind of trying to tell you that everything that is there in the universe is a certain reverberation. Where there is a reverberation, there is bound to be a sound. So, the sound, Shambho, or the mantra, Shambho, is the softer, the more benevolent version of Shiva. As I said, here if you want to access grace, this is the passcode.